This is episode 4 of building an AI SaaS startup called Channel Farm and taking it from 0 to 100K. The goal is to turn anybody into a YouTube creator with AI. I just created building some of the crucial parts of the app itself, including the admin dashboard, the login system, and the branding selection for the users. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. The main marketing site, which is just channel.farm, where users could go and sign up for the waitlist. Now I've been working on the app version, which is the app.channel.farm. And that's basically what I've been doing. So it was a very similar process so far to how I built the initial marketing page. I used Bolt.new to help me create the whole framework of how the website's going to look. I actually used the original website that I had, the marketing page. I used the details of that website to create this new one. That way they look very similar. Same color scheme, same kind of formatting, text, etc. I then did the same thing again using Bolt.new, uploaded it to GitHub. Again, if you want to see how to do this, I go over it in my last video. Then I moved it into Cursor to start editing the actual website. Deployment again with for sale, and then obviously using AI to help me do the whole thing. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit into Cursor and like what this is looking like. So right here we have the terminal down here, and this is how we can actually start up the website. So all we gotta do is type in npm run dev, and this will open up the website. Actually open it in Cursor, which is super cool. As you can see, this is actually the marketing page. So I gotta open up the other one right here. This is the version I've been working on. So this is the internal app. So like I was saying, I worked on the actual login system. So you can see here, we can log out, and you have a few different options here. So we can either sign up and we can make a new account. When we sign up, we have the option to sign up with Google, or we can just use our name. We could sign into an account here. I made my account the admin account. I'm gonna have to verify this. There we go, we're logged in. So now, as we can see, my account here, this is the admin account. So I can actually go and interact with the admin dashboard. This won't pop up for regular users. And as you can see here, I have a couple different accounts that I was testing out with. Obviously, they're all mine, and we can see the different things. We have the status, the role, the last login, the name, the email. This is just a basic admin dashboard and user management for now. We're definitely going to be changing it. We're going to have different tiers of the users, you know, the day their subscription started, the day their subscription ended, the lifetime value, how much money has been generated for each user. Those kind of details will be in here as well. And we'll have another section to actually display the information. It'll be an analytics port. So that will be something else we're going to build. But this was just the initial first framework of the admin panel. Then we have settings. So this is actually the settings for the user's account. So the user who's logged in, they can come in, change their email. Well, they can't change their email. Email cannot be changed. That'd be something I'll have to edit. You have your name. We have password management. So right now I logged in with Google, so there is no password management because it's just your Google account. But if you had a regular account, then you would be able to change your password in here. We have more account details, your status last updated. So we'll have things like being able to come in here and cancel your subscription. Things like that will be available in here. Then if we go to dashboard, so these two right here are not working yet. We don't have anything set up, generate video, so I create video or my videos, because those are just the next steps. So the first thing that I really worked on and spent a lot of time during these last updates was the branding. So the branding is super cool. I'm very, very happy with how it's actually looking. It'd be a little bit easier if I show you on Google as opposed to on Cursor. So we can see branding right here. So the first step is the visual style. So this is going to be the style of the user's videos and how they're going to look. So this is all AI generated, all these images. I basically just used Gemini to help me figure out how I wanted to change the different images. So basically I started off, I just thought of a random idea. I said a man fighting a tiger, you know, just something random that figured kind of looks cool. And then I sat down and I was like, hey, what would be a cool style? And the first thing that came to mind was this kind of sketch looking style where it looks like someone drew it on like a grid line, a grid paper. So yeah, I was really happy how this looked. I had to go back and forth with AI a couple times. I used Gemini using their Nano Banana and basically just add things. You know, I wanted like grids, for example. I didn't have grids the first time. There was some color. I asked it to remove that, add some more details. I wanted more of like a background, like the trees and whatnot. So yeah, just kept going back and forth, and it was able to generate this. And I really like this one. I thought, okay, this is a good first start. And then I was gonna have different images for all these, but then I figured I think it represents the model better, the image selection better, if we have the exact same image just across all of them. And so that's what I ended up doing. And the way that I did this is I basically gave it this first visual style. I gave Gemini this and I said, hey, this is a style of video that I want to have. I would like you to create me 20 new ideas of different themes that I could use that would be, have viral capacity or would look very visually appealing. And then the AI gave me like a list of 20 different things. I also asked it to give me like a prompt for how to actually describe that type of style and what it would look like. And then I went through the list and I picked out the ones that I liked. And then I basically just went to AI and I gave it the original image here. And then I said, keep the actual image the same. But I would like to clearly see the same thing, but just a totally different style. And can you take this image, change it? I think these two are mixed up. I didn't copy and paste that properly, but it still worked. And then this was the part that I got from a different AI, just basically describing the scene. And then this was the output. And so I basically just did that a ton of times, probably like 20 different times, and got a bunch of different images. And then these are the ones that I like the most. And so I'm really happy with how these are looking. These are super cool, very different styles. And to be able to have one video with this style, or one channel even with the same style throughout all of your videos, I think is going to be super cool. It's going to build a strong brand, a strong reputation, especially if you pair it with a really high quality voice, which is the next step. So basically, once you come in here and you set a style, that's going to save that, and then you're going to go to text styling. Now, the system I set it up, there's still some little things I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it. But if you haven't yet selected your text styling on your profile, then it will automatically move you to the next page, and then you can do that. If you have already selected it, so there's a little green check mark here, then it's not going to automatically move you to the next page. So that was like something little that I had to think about. But the text styling, the way this is set up, this is just a rough draft for now. Like, this actually isn't going to be very accurate. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think what we're going to end up doing is creating a subtitles.ass file for the subtitles on screen. And in that file, we're going to describe how we want the font to look. And so basically each of these different characteristics, we have highlighted text color, we have text font, we have text size, we have shadow. All of these things are going to be changeable for you based on the content that you want to generate and how you want it to look. As you can see, it's not 100% yet. Like, the font is not changing on all of these. Some of them are showing the same font, so they're obviously not installed properly. And I think the size is a little bit off here, but still more work to do for sure. But I really like the way that this kind of plays out. If we have a nice little preview of what your video is going to look like, and you can see this is the featured content. So super clean, I think very professional. The hardest part is going to be syncing it up so that it actually does look the exact same, because right now that's obviously not set up. So we'll set that up next. And then we have the voiceover. So this is the selection of the actual voiceover that's going to be used for your videos. So right now there's no way to test these, but I'm going to be adding a little play button beside it, and then you're going to be able to listen to what the voice sounds like. I haven't actually picked the voices that I want to have in here yet. I do think it'd be cool to be able to upload your own voice and use that. So that might be a future feature that I use in the future. But I want to keep this super simple for now. I just want to get this thing working. I want to get it up and out there so people can use it. And then, if people are telling me, hey, I'd like to upload my own voice, or I want a more unique voice, whatever it is, then I'll add that feature in. But for now, we're just going to have some preset ones. I'm not sure how many yet. Now, the way that this is set up is very important for anyone who's trying to build something. This is all being stored within my Supabase database. So the way that I did this is I was just talking to the AI within Cursor. And I also, again, if you didn't see the last video, I have the MCP server set up. So it's connected directly to Supabase so it can interact with the database. And I have it set up so I basically asked it to generate me a table within the database that is linked directly to this branding page for each of the sections. So it has all of these styles. They're all named. They have a different description. They also have a image, and then they also have a image prompt. So the image prompt that I use to generate all of these is stored within the database. That way, whenever I go and make a call to another AI model and I want to say, hey, this is the image that we created. Now I would like you to add this style to it. Or maybe we skip that step. Maybe we have an all-in-one. We say, hey, create me an image of, the tiger being on the ground and the guy celebrating in victory, but then do it in this style. And then I have that data saved there, so it will continue the same style. That's a very important part of the generation process. So yeah, all that data is saved in there, and then it's also updated automatically. So if I go in the database myself manually, which is what I did for a lot of these, and add in new images and new titles and prompts and descriptions, then whenever the user comes to this website and they log in, they go to the branding selection, they'll actually be able to see the image selection, the style available to them right away. So that was super important, super cool. And the exact same thing with the text styling as well as the voice selection. So all of those are synced to the database. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. So this is kind of the first main step that the user is going to be interacting with. They're going to be selecting their branding for the video. My next steps are going to be making sure that this text, the way that it looks within this, is actually matching the way that it looks within the video that we're generating. So again, that's probably going to be through the subtitles.ass files that we're going to create. And I'm also probably going to change these. I think like text size, like small is, well, maybe it's okay. I think they could be a little bit, no, they're not bad actually. We could leave it there. I think that's decent. But just going to go through and like tweak little things, like maybe add some different shadow options. And yeah, from there, then set up the voice, make sure that the users can click and listen to the voice. I'll probably just generate a few like snippets of the same text, and that way the user can hear what it sounds like saying the same thing. And then once we're done all that, make sure all of it gets saved to the user's profile within their record in the database. And then we can start the image generation process. So actually generating images, and that'll be, as you can see here, create video. That's step 2, and we'll start building that. That's going to be the very difficult part, the hardest part. There's a lot of different steps to generating a video, but yeah, we're almost done the branding. We're going to go into that, and then we will continue to build out the other things. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So like I said, we had the theme selection page, we had the admin dashboard. The next steps, like I said, we're going to be going over and creating those videos. So if you guys want to stay tuned and watch the whole process of me building this app from scratch to $100,000, follow along for the journey. And if you want to join my school community, you can do that as well. I'm going to be selecting 5 people from my community to actually be beta testers and get free access to use this platform once it's done. So if you want a chance to be one of those 5, join the school community, and we'll have that option available in the coming future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. Peace out.